Hello, and welcome to Relaxing Facts. I'm Chad Kay, and today I'll be talking about the novel A Tale of Two Cities. Each week, I share interesting stories and little-known facts on a variety of topics, accompanied by gentle, soothing music. My goal is to help you find a sense of calm during your busy day. Feel free to settle into a cozy spot and let yourself be carried away by these relaxing facts. Few novels open with a line as instantly recognizable as A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. In that single sentence, Dickens captures a world divided between extremes: wealth and poverty, hope and despair, order and chaos. Written for a broad audience, the novel remains one of the most accessible and emotionally powerful works in English literature, not only because of its dramatic historical setting, but because of its deeply human story about love, sacrifice, and the possibility of redemption. The novel is set in two major cities, London and Paris, during the years surrounding the French Revolution. Dickens contrasts these two places to show different sides of society. London, though imperfect, represents relative stability and justice. Paris, on the other hand, becomes a place of rising anger, where years of inequality and oppression explode into violence. Through these two settings, Dickens shows how social injustice can build quietly over time until it erupts in ways that affect everyone, both guilty and innocent. At the heart of the story is Dr. Manette, a once respected physician who has suffered greatly under the old French regime. He was imprisoned for 18 years in the Bastille without a fair trial, a victim of the unchecked power of the aristocracy. When he is finally released, he is physically free but emotionally shattered. Dickens presents him as a man trying to reclaim his identity after trauma, something that still resonates with modern readers. His recovery is slow and uncertain, and it is his daughter, Lucy Manette, who helps bring him back to life. Lucy is one of the novel's central emotional anchors. She is kind, patient, and deeply devoted to those she loves. While some modern readers may find her character idealized, she serves an important role in the story. She represents compassion and stability in a world that often feels unstable and cruel. Her presence has a calming effect on those around her, especially her father. Through Lucy, Dickens suggests that love and care can be powerful forces for healing, even after deep suffering. Another key figure is Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat who rejects the values of his own family. Unlike many members of the nobility, Darnay recognizes the injustice of the system that benefits him. He chooses to leave France and build a more honest life in England, distancing himself from the cruelty associated with his family name. His decision reflects one of the novel's central themes, that individuals are not bound to the moral failures of their past or their social class. People can choose a different path. However, escaping the past is not easy. Darnay's connection to the French aristocracy continues to follow him, eventually placing him in danger when he returns to France during the Revolution. His story shows how deeply history and identity are intertwined, and how difficult it can be to separate oneself from inherited privilege or guilt. In contrast to Darnay stands Sidney Carton, one of Dickens' most complex and memorable characters. At first, Carton appears to be a failure. He is intelligent but lacks direction, working as a lawyer while wasting his talents through laziness and heavy drinking. He sees little value in himself and believes his life has no real purpose. Yet beneath his outward appearance lies a deeply emotional and thoughtful person. Carton's life begins to change when he meets Lucy. He falls in love with her, but he also recognizes that he cannot offer her the kind of life she deserves. Rather than trying to win her affection, he makes a quiet and selfless promise that he would do anything for her happiness. This moment reveals the depth of his character. Even though he feels lost and unworthy, he is still capable of great love. As the story moves forward, events in France grow more intense. The French Revolution begins as a response to years of extreme inequality, where the wealthy lived in comfort while the poor struggled to survive. Dickens does not ignore the causes of the revolution. He clearly shows the abuse carried out by the aristocracy. At the same time, he also portrays the revolution's darker side. What starts as a demand for justice turns into a cycle of revenge. The guillotine becomes a symbol not just of punishment, but of fear and instability. One of the most striking aspects of the novel is how Dickens portrays the crowd. The revolution is not just driven by individuals, but by collective emotion, anger, fear, and a desire for retribution. Characters like Madame Defarge embody the spirit of vengeance. She is relentless and unforgiving, representing how suffering can harden into hatred. Through her, Dickens raises important questions about justice. When does the pursuit of fairness turn into cruelty? And can violence ever truly create a better society? Darnay becomes a victim of this chaotic environment when he is arrested in Paris. Despite his efforts to distance himself from his family's past, he is judged guilty simply because of his name and background. His trial and sentencing highlight one of the novel's key concerns: the danger of replacing one form of injustice with another. The revolution, in trying to destroy oppression, risks becoming oppressive itself. It is at this crucial moment that Sidney Carton's story reaches its turning point. In a decision that defines the entire novel, Carton chooses to take Darnay's place and face execution. Because the two men look remarkably similar, he is able to switch places with him, allowing Darnay to escape and return to Lucy and their child. Carton's sacrifice is not impulsive. It is the result of a long internal struggle and a desire to find meaning in his life. Throughout the novel, he has seen himself as wasted potential, someone who could have been more but never tried. In giving his life for others, he finally becomes the person he always had the capacity to be. His final thoughts suggest a sense of peace and fulfillment that he had never known before. In choosing to sacrifice himself, Carton transforms his life from one of regret into one of purpose. This moment captures the novel's central message, that it is never too late to change, and that even a single act of courage can give a life meaning. Beyond its characters and plot, A Tale of Two Cities continues to resonate because of its themes. It explores the consequences of inequality and the dangers of extreme social division, issues that remain relevant today. Dickens shows how a society that ignores the suffering of its people risks creating conditions for unrest and violence. At the same time, he reminds readers that individuals still have the power to choose compassion over cruelty. The novel also speaks to the idea of duality, the presence of opposing forces within the same world, and even within the same person. Just as there are two cities, there are also two sides to human nature. People are capable of both kindness and harm, hope and despair. Dickens does not present a simple or one-sided view of humanity. Instead, he shows its complexity, acknowledging both its flaws and its potential for greatness. What makes this novel especially powerful is its emotional clarity. Even though it is set in a specific historical moment, its core ideas are easy to understand and relate to. The desire for justice, the pain of loss, the strength of love, and the possibility of redemption are experiences that cross time and place. Readers do not need to know every detail of the French Revolution to feel the impact of the story. In the end, A Tale of Two Cities is not just about history. It is about people, how they suffer, how they love, and how they make choices that shape their lives and the lives of others. Through characters like Dr. Manette, Lucy, Darnay, and especially Sidney Carton, Dickens creates a story that is both dramatic and deeply human. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this week's talk. If you like this episode of Relaxing Facts, please subscribe. Also, leave a comment and let us know how we're doing. I hope you have a wonderful day, whether you're taking a moment to unwind or just simply enjoying some calming listening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Chad K. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.